What is the important precautions to be kept in mind while practicing meditation? The first thing to realize is that it is not the time which matters, but the quality. Each person has to find out the optimum time for him. When you start practicing meditation, see whether your attention is increasing or decreasing, whether you are getting satiated, whether you are feeling any distress. If you feel that this is getting more and more pleasant as you go on, you can continue it up to 15 minutes. But some people may feel that things are not going in a positive way. Then stop. Some persons may be able to tolerate this only for a few minutes. Do not continue once you feel that tension is mounting or you are getting distressed. And you can try again the next day. But ordinarily, do not continue it for more than 15 minutes. Practicing meditation alone has its own benefit. Practicing in group has its own benefit of a different kind. There is what is known as the 100 monkey effect in parapsychology. If 100 monkeys are kept in a cage and one by one the monkeys are picked and taught to do a task, and any monkey who learns the tasks is not put back in the cage, but it is put in a different place. So you find that as you train monkeys one by one, the time and number of trials required to reach a given level of proficiency goes on steadily decreasing. That is, though the monkeys which undergo the training are not put back in the same cage, there is some kind of transfer taking place telepathically from the monkeys who are taught the task to the other monkeys. So all human beings are in a sort of telepathic contact without their knowing it. And while practicing meditation also, there is this transfer of effect. And I have done considerable research in this, using my own students and my own friends in separate groups. And I have got enough evidence to show that there is this kind of sharing of effect, not only in meditation but in many other tasks. So therefore it will be of considerable advantage to practice meditation together. When you practice meditation together, do not have any guided meditation process, because each person best follows according to his own pattern. One person may feel like continuing the preparatory phase for a longer period than another person. Only the total time limit of 15 minutes need be kept constant for everybody. So one person may like to spend more time listening to external sounds. Another person may feel like quickly passing on to the next step of attending to the body. Still another person may be able to skip through the entire preliminary mindfulness practices and straight away go to the actual meditative phase. Finally, one has to remember what actual meditation is. So in India, people confuse between rishis, munis, and siddhas. Rishis are people who learn by heart the Vedas, the Samhita part of the Vedas, which are hymns to the Vedic gods, the nature gods like Indra, Varuna, Vayu, and so on, Agni, and so on. And they also perform ritual sacrifices. And these are done with a great devotion and concentration. So these are very good preliminary exercises in spirituality. These are the original sarmas who worship the nature gods and perform ritual yagas and yajnas. Yajna is a broader concept. Yaga is a particular ritual. And next we come to munis. Munis are actually in the Jain Buddhist tradition, which is called the Sramana tradition. And these are necessarily unmarried people. While rishis are generally married people, munis are brahmacharis. The word muni itself comes from the word mauna. They practice austerities, they practice meditation, and they undergo penance. This is the muni tradition. The siddha tradition is the Tamil siddha tradition. They don't perform yagas or yajnas. They also don't practice any severe austerity or meditation. But the siddhas would have been married people, and at some point of time they decide to leave their families, their wealth, everything, and immediately they are enlightened. The highest siddhi is enlightenment. They may have the other minor siddhis also, like psi capacities, but the highest siddhi is enlightenment. And they follow the old Indus Valley tradition. That is, in one stroke, they throw away all their attachments, identifications, and so on. And they are immediately enlightened. They are called the Tamil Siddhas. To while away their time, they may sing, praising the God or gods. But apart from that, they don't perform any austerity. They don't practice any meditation. They don't have to, because they are totally free and aimless. So while practicing meditation, you have to bear in mind that any linear process in your mind is a block to meditation. You are artificially trying to free your mind from all its identifications and attachments. Meditation is a process which can make you realize what is blocking you from becoming free. You watch the mind and you find that thoughts keep coming. And then you realize that you have some insufficiency, you have some lurking fear, you have some insecurity feeling, you have some social identification which is preventing your mind from uprooting itself. So I am mentioning the case of the three different sets of spiritual people, the rishis, the munis, and the siddhas, to make you realize the three different phases. So you have to understand what you are after, and how your mind is tricking you into various blind alleys and preventing you from becoming totally free, which is the real end point of meditation. Many people ask, is coming to the present important in meditation? Is it possible to come to the now by meditation? The question is, why are you not in the present? You are not in the present because you have things at stake. You are worried about something which you have lost in the past. Then you are attached to the past. Or you are anxious about something in the future. Then you are in the future. So very obviously, if you want to come to the present, you should be detached. When you have things at stake, you cannot be in the present. When you know that a tiger is around the corner and it may come and attack you, you will be thinking of the future, of the tiger coming near you. So therefore, to advise a person be in the present is not at all practicable. It is an empty advice. So the real advice must be to have courage, to have detachment, to have no fear. So therefore, many advices given by many experts in meditation are correct, but not practicable. Then another thing is that the effects of meditation depend on the pre-existing personality of the person. One has to understand the different expressions of spirituality, and you have to understand your own innate inclinations, which will color what you do with your spirituality. Because the personality is not entirely wiped out by enlightenment. Only thing is that you are relatively freed from your compulsive inclinations and thoughts and feelings through enlightenment. According to Jain belief, which is the belief of many enlightened people, that enlightenment is complete 100% only with the destruction of the body and with total abandonment of the self. Till that time, the self continues at least as a shadow, and you have no absolute need to discard this shadow either.